Good morning, my brothers and sisters. On this episode number 234 of the Good Morning Guys podcast. Thank you so much for joining us on this fine morning, afternoon, evening, or night as we talk about the game of life amidst the other games we love to watch and to play. I'm one of your hosts, the Brazilian Mountaineer and Transition Ninja, Lucas Ham Swisher. Also with me, the judge, jury, and executioner of fake news and spoilers, Patrick Novosel.
Fake news already. It is not episode 234. It's episode
Mamma Jamma. I even changed the file name.
People are going to be like, listen to it. I've already listened to episode 234.
Can I just say, this off their, how about this? This is what we're going to do, okay? I really want you to do this for once, okay? I'm just going to record saying 236, and you crop it into...
You have to say like 236.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Are you ready? Are you ready?
Yeah.
236. Or do you want it more robotic?
No, it's gotta be super deep.
All right, fine.
I love it being a little hillbillyish.
Right?
236.
Come on down.
So it's supposed to be monotone and deep. 236.
I think you should say 236.
I'll
sounds
put
like
them
more
all
of a
in
robot.
there. Don't make me do editing. Come on.
Come on,
we're just
man.
gonna leave it like
this. Just one. Just one time.
Fine. I'll take one of the ones you did. You'll say 236.
You know what? I'll take it. So wait, where did I leave off? Oh, to his left and my right. The volleyball and beast of ease who can make you laugh in 3 words or less or your money back. Ronnie Johantges.
You started to become like a vampire there. 230.
Anybody that plays Minecraft will understand.
Oh, that's right. And the final member of the GMG quadfecta who is not here tonight, Carcass.
Just formerly known as Marc Boucher.
Yeah, I guess if you want to use his living name, but that's no longer true. So guess what? Too bad.
His living name.
The end.
His earth
Carcass, you will be missed. Hopefully see you next week. All right. If you're new with
Till
us,
then,
joiner.
May you rest in peace.
Oh, yeah. Rest in pieces.
Reese's Pieces.
That's my bad. I really got you off. I really got you off your whole thing, man. I just stopped you.
You did. I was trying to talk to the new joiners, but they've already turned us off.
It's my
so
fault
it
that
doesn't
Patrick
matter.
joined in.
Yep. If you're new with us, well, sorry. This is just how it goes sometimes. And recently, this is how it goes every time. So, hi. If you're not new, well, you've come expecting this. All 2,500 of you, however many started listening last week in the episode about nothing and the episode about bad words you say while you're driving, the episode that talked
I forgot about
that. What else? What else did you guys talk about last week? It was fun. I listened up.
I'll tell you what, it was.
I definitely had some comments
I
when
honestly
you were
can't remember
talking
a single
about
thing.
when you were talking about pekina. What was it? Pekina soup.
Oh, yeah. Did we figure out what that was?
Okay.
Yeah, the
listen.
pecan soup that we had. Yeah.
I gotta correct this pronunciation. This terrible pronunciation.
We weren't right?
No. Yeah, like you were surprised. You knew you wouldn't be right. It's picanha.
And what is that?
It's steak. Like it's a cut of meat.
With pecans?
So, no, there's no pecans involved.
Why is it called picanha then?
It's the type of steak. It's called picanha. It
comes from the shank of a pecan?
Nope. There's
steak?
no shanks, no pecans.
It's pecan meat?
Do you open up the steak like a banana?
Definitely not.
No, man. What the heck?
So it's just a regular steak?
So for what it's worth,
we're
the
pretty
meat is wrapped in fat, kind of like a banana. So
Hey.
I could
But there's
see
no pecans involved at all.
definitely no pecans.
Shame.
Like
Is it a shame? I
It's-
don't like pecans.
pecans on steak. That sounds a little.
I don't
weird.
like pecans or bananas. So what we were describing last week, I was not in for.
Was a soup
No.
full of vomit.
You
Yeah,
played
it's
it
just
out. You played it up pretty
gross.
well. But yeah, so when Splig asked that last week, he was talking about how what you need to do is you need to, all you got to do is sprinkle a little salt on that baby and then put it on the grill over charcoal, not over gas, because gas is for babies. They're the ones that have gas.
Yeah.
Real men use charcoal.
Real
Just
men
saying.
don't
I
have
don't like
gas.
stuff that tastes. I don't like
Yeah,
stuff
real
that
men.
tastes like charcoal-y. I feel
It
like
doesn't taste like charcoal. If you use lighter fluid, that's when it tastes bad. But charcoal makes it taste wondrous. You can
Like
ask
charcoal?
Patrick. We made some mean meats. We made some little diaper meat that was just amazing while he was here.
What?
So
What? What
There's
could
a cut
that
of-
can't be anything that's good. I'm gonna
there's
tell
a
you
cut
that
of
right
meat
now.
here that's very delicious, and it's called literally little diaper.
That's messed up, man.
Little diaper meat. Yeah, it's tasty.
About as messed up as pecans being on a banana.
There's no pecans on a banana. That's all in your head.
It's all in your head.
No, it's not. I mean, it was last week when I was listening to the show and just shaking my head,
It was,
screaming at
it
the
was only me
radio.
and Patrick to come up with it. Usually you
Yeah,
and Mark have
exactly.
the answers.
There's a word
Yeah.
of mouth. Is like, listen to these idiots.
You're like, picana. I'm like, oh my gosh, you're hacking the Portuguese language. But I'm not surprised. So, yeah. It's actually in the U.S., we cook it as rump roast. And we cut it a little differently and we cook it in the oven and it just totally ruins it. So here, they cut it in a slightly different way. They leave like a layer of fat on top of it and then they put it on the grill. And then you slice it into medallions. And it's
It does sound good.
juicy good.
Mm.
Juicy
So
good.
it's just a steak with some fat on it.
It's got a
Moral of the
nice,
story.
like, yeah, it's like a half.
A rainbow?
It looks all, yeah, it's like a rainbow. No, that would be like a ribeye because that would be marbled. Oh no, that wouldn't be. Yeah, it actually kind of looks like a rainbow. It's like curved with the fat. So yeah, you're right.
Honestly, I'm more confused now than when you started the explanation.
Yeah, I didn't do a good job.
A rainbow piece of meat that's good. I guess that's
it's
it.
a good rainbow piece of meat. Rainbow of fat, and a rainbow.
That
of
sounds
meat.
better than banana.
Yeah, it's definitely better than banana.
Yeah.
For sure. All right. Why don't we jump into our updates, shall we? Instead of talking about banana pecans and
Diapers.
mispronunciation of Portuguese words.
Hey, to be honest, I want to get to this animal on the roof.
Oh yeah. Do you want me to? I'll go ahead and start if you want.
I think you guys just live with it. Have we talked about this already?
Let's jump into this. So I have discussed the animals in the ceiling from time to time. More recently, we've actually, I think the most recent story I told was actually a bat that came to dinner, and we had to put a little, what is it called? We call it a pochi in Portuguese, but I can't remember.
Poison.
No, you like a little
Arsenic.
What's the, you guys are going a totally different direction. I had to
that's not
catch. I was trying to catch the bat. Remember last time it was
That's
at the table and I put a little. What's the little container you put the plastic container you put food in and then you put it in the fridge?
Tupperware.
Seal it up. Tupperware. Thank you. That's the brand, but that's close enough.
Yeah.
I had a Tupperware. We call it a pochi in Portuguese. But anyways,
Apache?
pochi. Yeah. So anyways, enough of the bats. We haven't had any bats. Actually, James tried to fake me out. He was folding his laundry. He tossed all his laundry on his bed. Actually, I tossed all his laundry on his bed. He was staying the night at a friend's house. The next day he came and he was starting to work on it. And he's like, Dad. I'm like, what? He's like, I just heard ee from in my clothes on my bed. And so I proceeded to peel away one clothes at a time, holding a racket, like an electric racket that I usually use for mosquitoes, but I was ready to beat down on a bat. I just peeled away and it took me like 15 minutes to slowly
laughed the
peel
whole time?
everything away. He probably was behind my back just laughing. No, he was pretty scared. He held the flashlight for me. I made him work. He was getting really
So we
tired.
actually thought he heard something.
He
I thought
really
he was
did.
pranking you.
And then 20 minutes later, he's like, I heard it again. And it was Natasha making bat sounds. So, yeah. So
Sisters.
that one, that sisters, you gotta watch out for them sisters. So anyways, about the animal in our ceiling. So between our ceiling and our roof, there is a space there. It's not a crawl space because we can't access it. Nobody can access it from what I've seen. There's like on the edge of the roof there where the roof curves up and down, like the type of roof it is. It's like a plexiglass kind of deal. There are little notches, but they've covered those. But somehow this creature has gotten in there. Rayla's reminding us.
On her side
But
of
this
the story.
creature, I believe it's a cat. There were some points during the night where we heard it moving across like above our bedroom, and it sounded like it was in our room, but it was like stepping on
Light.
No, stepping on not insulation. This is a fun game where you try to finish what I'm saying. but you,
Insulation
like-
has like paper on it, so
Yeah, it's like it's got a plastic sound to it, but it's not
Yeah.
insulation because we don't
yeah,
do
insulation has
here.
that actually.
No, I know it does, but we don't have insulation here. But I think it's some
Oh.
kind of lining to help against leaking or
Ah, gotcha.
whatever. So, anyways, the creature is like pawing it, and
Maybe it's insulation.
No, I'm just moving on. So,
Here's
anyways,
what I will tell you
This-
one thing.
okay, tell me.
that is actually serious. So when I lived at the house before we sold it, I would always know if the raccoons were there because the raccoons made so much more noise. But the cats never heard them ever.
Yeah,
Must have a noisy cat.
I mean it's a neighbor cat, so he doesn't feel, or he or she doesn't feel the need to be quiet because they're like, I'm not.
Oh,
at my
you think
house.
it's like a cat you know of?
Well, yeah, it's not a cat. Wait,
Why? How are you going to get rid of it? I thought it was just a random stray.
I mean, it might be a stray, but there are a number of cats that just kind of wander our neighborhood. So
Have you thought about
grab
just
it-
letting them in?
Just grab a big bowl.
no,
of
because
Tupperware.
it won't come around because of Rayla. It knows Rayla's going to eat it.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. You probably wouldn't have any more bats in your house though.
Actually, Rayla did track one down in our yard the other day, and I had to put Rayla in her pen. Rayla was like
bat
circling
or
the
a cat?
bush. There's a cat. Yeah, we're switching up on animals. Actually, we were talking about cats earlier, not bat. This was a cat, and Rayla was like barking at it, and it actually slashed her nose. Like she was bleeding a little bit, but she wasn't backing down. And eventually I got Rayla in her kennel, and then I had to use a broom to get the cat to move, but it wouldn't move for a while. It was like just kind of in shock because
Thought
it
you were
had
trying to trick it out.
just been assaulted by Rayla. So I had to leave, and then it eventually walked away and left. But anyways, back to the cat that's in our roof. So we've heard it off and on for the past month or so. And then Mindy's here by herself one day, and she writes me, and she's like, the cat just urinated through our roof, through our ceiling. And so she heard the cat run across the ceiling, and then all of a sudden she heard, and just water started going through our ceiling.
That's
onto
gross.
the floor.
Oh no.
Super gross.
That's about the grossest possible thing.
Yeah. And what to make matters worse, while this was happening, it actually started to rain outside. We think the cat got scared from like thunder or the storm that was coming. It started to rain outside, and then the power went out. So it was like really dark upstairs. She tried to clean some of it up, but eventually just waited till I came home and the power came back on. Then we cleaned it up. But it was super gross, man. Like it
is
definitely
gross.
smelled. You could
Oh,
smell that.
Cat pee's the worst.
salty
It really is
cat
the worst.
pee.
Yeah.
Blech. So clean that up. Told the landlord just to let him know, hey, by the way, there's an animal back up there and it's peed on our ceiling.
I think when you get peed on, you should get a free month of rent. I'd be
Right?
honest.
And he was like, are you sure it's not just a leak from the rain? And he said that multiple times. And I was like, dude, we know the difference. You could smell the difference. You could see the difference. Like Mindy said, it was like a waterfall coming out of our ceiling. Because the thing is with our ceiling is just like wooden slats. So it's not air or water tight. You get water in there, you get anything in there, it's gonna find a way through. So it's not
It is
like
just
going
the Wild West there.
It is the Wild West. It's purely the Wild
There's
West.
no rules to anything.
So yeah. So that was that made for an interesting week. What else made for an interesting week is, as I mentioned last week, we got food poisoning from sushi, VIP sushi. Don't order from it. Okay. If you're looking to order some sushi, don't get it from VIP sushi. Not only did we get affected by it, but another couple at our school got affected by it
Wow.
the same week, and it hit a lot of people. So it's sushi's dangerous business. We were talking to a friend, and she was like, "You don't do sushi takeout. You order it yourself. You eat it there, or you handle it. You don't let them take a
Or you get like a fried,
jog to your
or
house."
you get some kind of fried sushi maybe or something.
The thing was most of our sushi was cooked, so I was kind of confused how it would make us sick like that. But we got pretty sick, and it was not fun. Yeah, so don't need to go much more into that. I already touched on that last week, but 3 out of the 4 of us got sick. James was the only one, and it's only because he doesn't like sushi, so he was spared. And it solidified the fact that he's never going to eat sushi again. So,
Yep.
Now he's never eaten it. That's for
Yep.
sure. Yeah.
Mhm.
never ever again. So, yeah, it is what it is. But yeah, that's not that. Life hasn't really, other than getting peed on by a cat and getting food poisoning, life's been pretty boring. Not really much has been going on.
Not much you can do.
No,
I'll tell you how you get rid of that cat.
Tell
though.
us. How do we get rid of it? Tell us
You
a
get
secret.
another cat.
Ah,
They hate
We're
each
not-
other. That's
I
what
mean,
I found out.
that's the thing though, is Rayla's here, and so that's gonna
Put him
not
up
really.
put him up there.
Well, you get
okay,
two
just
cats.
get another cat and put it up there so that we'll
Drill
continue
a
to have a
hole,
Rayla
shove
cat.
another
there.
cat
Put
through.
Rayla up there.
Oh, put Rayla. Yes, I'm going to
Yes.
put Rayla in the roof.
That's
that
not
would
a
be
good
perfect.
idea. It's not going to be
Until
pee
she-
coming down through the ceiling. It's
Oh
gonna be,
gosh,
It's going to be a bloodbath.
It's blood coming through the ceiling. It's gonna be like a
You don't wanna do
'90s horror movie. It's like, oh, what's that dripping on the ground? Oh, it's just blood. Rayla's killed
You
another
just want to
animal.
scare the cat off. You don't
Good
want
job, Rayla. Good job.
Good job,
Good girl.
Rayla. You're the greatest.
Oh, man.
Jeez. Isn't that fun? Yeah, so that's in the life front.
Tell your landlord that. But like, I put Rayla up there just to make sure it wasn't water coming from the roof leak. Just to make sure, like you thought. It wasn't.
Yeah.
So now we got all this other stuff you got to clean up.
You got
gotta
this
clean up this
blood.
other
Yeah. I need you to come clean up this blood.
You told me it was water. So.
What's really annoying is the week before we had one more. I think I've told you guys about the bug guys that come and spray around our house and in our roof and all that jazz to clear out all the bugs
Cats.
and animals, cats. It usually leaves for a while because they spray that poison up in the ceiling in between the
That cannot
ceiling
be
and
good for
roof.
him.
Right? They don't like that so much.
He's probably some kind of mutant
probably a
now. He's like
mutant cat
super
up there.
strong.
Well-
He's like the Hulk up there. Rayla just run right back out.
That's why it was a waterfall. It's a huge cat up there.
He's on the
no.
juice.
No. But so they were supposed to come last week. I got set up. Like I have to cover the TV. I have to cover the couch. I have to cover our bed. I have to cover a bunch of places because that poison leaks through these wooden slatted ceilings. And they didn't show up. So I did all that work and then they didn't show up. And
Jerks.
Yeah.
Now you got peed on.
And then I got peed on and I was like, hey, if you guys would have taken care of this, we wouldn't have gotten peed on. So pull it together.
Hmm.
So they're coming this Saturday. Here's hoping they sorry, the cat in the ceiling slipped.
You hear? See, I'm telling you
Yeah.
what, man. I don't know that it's definitely a cat because they do not make a lot of noise. I just wonder. Do you have raccoons there?
The closest thing we have here, well, see, that's the thing, is this is a different sound right now than we've heard because most of the time we don't hear like the little claw sound, like fingernail sounds. We usually hear paw sounds, like pawed, and it really does sound like it sounds like a cat walking on paws.
Yeah, if it's like swift, it's probably like a cat if they're like kind of.
But now it's like so. It
Maybe
could
got a
be.
whole
Target
Noah's
there.
Ark scenario up there.
There's-
Right now.
It could be. Oh gosh, I just want the cat to kill whatever's in there right now.
You just want the
then-
problem only to be the cat.
I just want it to be one animal. I don't want multiple animals up here.
The cat could be like your guardian up there.
I
Keep
guess,
him up
but
there.
I was all right with it until it peed all over my, living room. So
It feels like that war is welcome
yeah, for sure,
with the pee.
for
Yeah.
sure. So yeah, I forget where I was going with that, but
I mean,
that's real
that's-
life. I mean,
getting
where
peed
else?
on, I feel like is the end.
Where else there to go? There's nowhere else to go from there. Yeah. So, and then I did play video games this past week.
Get
Oh, yeah?
out of here.
Yeah. Dead Cells.
Okay.
Whoa.
All right. The Castlevania DLC?
Yeah,
Nice.
the Castlevania DLC. I played it with Tasha, played it with James. I got through a few levels, and are either of you guys Castlevania fans?
Nope.
I do not know what it is.
I am not surprised, but oh gosh, you don't even know what it is. What's a Castlevania?
Yeah.
It's like Transylvania with a castle, even though Transylvania also has a castle, but it's Castlevania. So
well, no,
it's
is there vampires?
there are vampires. You're
Exactly
on the
like
attack.
Transylvania.
You're trying to kill Dracula.
All right.
So that's the deal, and
Sounds
that's
cool.
what it's based off of a Nintendo game. But it has all the music. It has all the Dead Cell versions of the levels. the castle level.
I can only imagine how nostalgic that feels.
Oh, it's super nostalgic if you played the games, and I definitely played the games.
Yeah.
And they give you a lot of the it's a lot of the enemies that you've already faced, but it's there with slight variations. And then of course like the Castlevania skins, so they look just like Castlevania enemies.
Oh, that's cool.
And they give you the weapons, and yeah, it's really cool.
I feel
it's
like
really fun.
Dead Cells and Fortnite are the best at just keeping the game fresh.
And crossovers, like for every one paid DLC, 10 free content DLCs come out on Dead Cells. It's pretty sweet. They are like top 5 developer of the decade. Old Motion Twin. So yeah, I played through that. I didn't play through all of it, but it was really fun, and I recommend it for you Dead Cell fans. And if you're a Castlevania fan, it's definitely worth its weight in gold. So check it out, especially if you get it digitally. It's worth its weight in gold.
Wonder how much that would be.
Yeah, well, since that's digital, it would be free, but it's not free, so that doesn't really
weight
work.
in gold is nothing.
Is nothing. Yeah, it doesn't work. But yeah, and then I played Marvel Snap, of course. Actually, update, Patrick. I rage quit for 18 hours.
18 hours.
I rage deleted Marvel Snap. Like I was so ticked. I deleted it off my phone, and I was like, you know what? Break time. I took a break.
And 18 hours later, after you woke up, you're like,
yeah, I need to play a little more. So
to get your fix.
I did. The thing is, it got to the point where I felt like I just was bad at the game, and I just kept losing, and I got sick of losing, and I was like, this is annoying.
Losing is not fun.
It's making me feel like real life, like where I just mess up stuff and I'm an idiot, and I'm like, this isn't fun.
That feeling crosses over.
Yeah, I don't like when that happens. I play games, like you guys say, I play games to have fun, and if it's gonna make me feel like an idiot, I'm moving on. So
that's a good rule to live by.
I moved on for a little bit, and then I brought it back, and it's like, you know what? I don't care about rank. I'm done with that. I'm just gonna play to have fun and to collect cards and stuff. So that's all I'm doing. It's good times.
All right.
It won't let go. But I am feeling the itch more and more to play console games. So I'm on the rebound. I'm coming back. I'm going to be like Joey, ripping off the face mask. I'm back, baby.
Oh, do you guys know, by the way, that you can pre-order Diablo right now, and the beta starts on March 17th?
Oh, that's this Friday.
I don't do betas, though. That's fake.
Already downloaded.
Does it transfer over to the full version?
I didn't read very far.
He doesn't care. Yeah, that's too much.
Like,
I saw it. I was like, March 17th? I'll take it. $70 or whatever it was. Yeah. Sure.
Yeah. So let's transition to you then, Ronnie, because that's pretty much my update. Nothing much else.
Okay.
You're getting into the Diablo 4.
Yeah, I just bought it yesterday. I know a couple people who have already. Eric, of course, has it. You probably won't ever hear from Eric outside of work again, like once it's released. But yeah, we have a couple people that downloaded it. Yeah, I'm just looking forward to it. It's been a long time, really, since like a Diablo game has come out. And they were always awesome. So
yeah, for sure.
Other video game stuff, since we're on the topic. I've pretty much just been playing Minecraft and Rocket League, so not anything too crazy. Although I have got a little bit of a fire back for Rocket League in this past week. Yeah, it's just always there. It's a good game to keep in rotation all the time. Like with what you're playing. So I feel like I always go back to that. I think season 10 just started too, actually.
Nice. 10. What's the theme or the focus?
I think the theme is everything's overpriced. That's what the season is.
Oh yes. That's
every single season. That's the same theme.
Why do they keep doing the same theme? That's I figured they would vary it a little bit.
I think it was like 4 seasons ago. I was like, you know what? I'm not doing this again. I'm not buying the Rocket Pass this year. Like everything's crap. I got like 6 of the same sets of wheels, like just all in different color. And when you don't like the original ones, the other colors also are not good.
My favorite's getting blueprints as a reward.
Yeah,
it's
so
like,
hey,
$20. Let us show you what you can have if you pay more money.
Yeah,
it's like
that's exactly
get out of here.
That's exactly true.
Get out of here.
So I haven't bought any of that stuff. I just their seasons weren't worth it to me, and it feels a lot like just man, they're just trying to get like every cent from you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Everything costs, like for a goal explosion to be actual 20 real dollars in real life is outrageous, dude.
Outrageous.
Not
No matter
worth your
what's
weight
on it.
in gold.
I wouldn't pay
Yeah,
$20
definitely
for
not.
a customized one that I made, let alone something somebody else has.
I feel like if you made it, you should get it for free.
That's right, but you can't even. They would probably be $1,000.
I feel like if Ronnie made it, it would be crap.
If I made it, it would be inappropriate for sure. I would get banned.
It would be. No, I was saying literal crap. Like crap would just fly everywhere.
I'd like for a big
Like,
hand
yeah.
to come out and just smack the other players after I score.
Just
Smack them across the arena. Yeah,
That's why I like the gravity pull. That's the one I have still. That's my favorite.
That
It
is a cool one,
it just
actually.
sucks everybody in.
the one I have right now is a bunch of beach balls. Just a big
Oh
beach
yeah,
ball.
I remember that
explosion.
one. You've
Yeah.
had that one for a long time.
I've had it for a while too. I like
But
that one.
hey.
And I like the floppy fish one when all the fish just splatter all over the place.
Oh, I don't think I've seen the floppy fish.
It's like a bunch of salmon just come out on the ground and they're all flapping around. It's pretty cool.
Oh, okay, that's fun.
But I've been playing that. I have been playing Minecraft. However, I think I mentioned last time that I was thinking about buying that dragon mashup, or that I did buy
Yeah,
it.
Mhm.
you did buy it.
I did buy it, and I collected all the dragons. I don't think there's actually like a boss on that map. It's kind of hard to tell because there's not a lot online for it. I don't know if it's new, but they don't really tell you a whole lot in the game. So I collected all the different types of dragons. There's like seven or eight dragons, different styles. They all have different stats and stuff that you can upgrade, which is cool. But once I collected all of them, I felt, kind of like that was the end.
You were
I
good.
wasn't working towards anything anymore. So I bought another one. I bought the dinosaur one.
Can't go wrong with dinosaurs.
Oh, yeah, you really can't. I really have not gotten very far into that. I started and played maybe 30 minutes. I was kind of waiting for the other guy I'm playing with to get on, so we kind of experience it together. But just when I walked out the door, first of all, the game settings are set to the creator's settings. So what these are basically like, I don't know if they're fan created or what, but it seems like that. But when you walk out of the door of this place, like there is so many dinosaurs, like that you can't even like see through to walk through. Like there's so many. It's like a rock concert. But on
With
easy, none of them go
dinosaurs.
after you. So it was just a weird. It's a weird start. It's like there's too many dinosaurs. Like I didn't think that would be a problem, but
It is.
we'll have to see. So, but yeah, I'm going to continue with that one. That's pretty much it when it comes to video games. Obviously, looking forward to some Diablo.
Right.
On the life front, I actually had a kind of a funny cat story. One of our cats, we had our first cat injury with two
Oh.
cats.
Oh,
Nothing very serious, just a small little cut on one of them's ear. And the one that was cut actually was Alita, Elizabeth's cat.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the one that's kind of the boss. I assume
Yeah.
she maybe pressed a little bit too hard, probably cornered the other one, and that sometimes happens. They both have all their claws, so it felt
it
You
can
know.
get dangerous.
it felt kind of nice that that's all that happened. Just
Right.
one small little thing on the ear.
Now, were you home when this all occurred?
I don't know when that happened.
Oh,
Honestly.
so neither of you heard like
No, there was
spat.
a commotion one night. Elizabeth said she heard it. I think I was sleeping. But that happens like from time to time, and normally nobody lands anything. They wave their arms at each other, like they throw the little skibbity paps at each other, but normally nobody hits anybody.
The skibbity paps.
Yeah, there's little fists
Oh yeah.
of fury.
No, yeah. I've seen where there's like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, they both seem to be okay. They're getting along pretty well. They just they're very combative with each other. Like they wake up and choose violence almost every day. So it's like playing referee all the time. The baby update.
yeah.
Yep.
We are getting close to week 18, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Baby is the size of a Pop-Tart. That's what Elizabeth Sapp said.
So it's flat and rectangular and
Yeah.
has.
What is
Wait,
what
which
is-
kind?
like
Is
the
it
Earth.
strawberry or is it brown sugar cinnamon?
I would say blueberry.
Okay, blueberry's acceptable.
That's my favorite Pop-Tart.
That is. I forgot. I'm sorry. I should have mentioned that's not. Actually, that was a test. You passed the test.
It was all a test.
What does your app say? What kind of salamander is it now?
Let's take a look, actually.
Yeah, check it out. Bring it up. I want to know what kind
Let's
of
see what Daddy Up says. here.
animal we've never heard of before.
No, I think it was Let's see.
I mean, if it's the shape of a Pop-Tart, that's kind of like sounds like you're having a SpongeBob SquarePants baby.
Well, yeah, his is more of like a
this week. This
forest
is for week
woodland,
17.
right?
Yeah, that's right.
We're probably going to be week 18 in like a day or two, I think. So, this week your cub is the size of a coniferous pine cone.
Okay.
All right.
Coniferous pine cone. I know what that is.
Or like a bigger pine cone than a regular pine cone.
Yeah, it's like a
Pop-Tart sized pine cone.
The
poofy.
size of a Pop-Tart.
It's the size of a bear claw here, like this.
That would that probably would explain why her hips have been hurting all week. So
Pine cones hurt.
Dig it into those hips, yeah.
Yeah, so she's getting big, every day it just seems like you're like, oh man. She started to kind of
You give her those comments, you're like, you just look at her, you're like, oh man.
Oh man.
You're beautiful.
Then
you follow
up. All joking aside, she's never looked prettier than she does right now. That's just you know what I mean? Like that's just your whole world, you know what I mean, that you're looking at. So
she does listen to your podcast, right?
What?
She doesn't.
She doesn't. I'm not even trying to score. I've been trying to score points here.
I was like, I mean, I don't judge you. I would totally try to score points too. So
it's a weird time to try and score points in my house. So
it's fair.
But no, this past week her hips have been, bothering her. They've been sore. She's kind of been
hips don't lie.
Doing a little waddle walk a little bit. So everything is definitely moving around and a little uncomfortable for her this week. But she's in really good spirits. So
good.
And we are actually going to tell the parents this week. So
yes,
the
gender reveal.
We're gonna gender reveal this week.
Nice.
Could be as early as Wednesday. If that doesn't work out, we'll probably do this weekend. So
sweet.
Oh, man, I can't wait to hear about your daughter.
I do already know. As a
do
matter
you?
Of fact.
Are you going to tell us
next week?
Right now? Oh, that's no fun.
Dang it!
Next week,
dang
I will.
it!
All right. Okay.
Yeah, no. I mean, if my mom found out that I told you guys before her,
Oh,
I would
that's
not
true.
live to see the day.
That's true.
She would kill me.
I was thinking about the other day how I told our neighbor lady before I told my mom, and how she
Really?
accidentally.
You know what? The funny thing is, I actually told people before I told my mom about the pregnancy, and I think it was just because I was
You
excited
wanted to tell people. Yeah.
Did I mention what we did on here? I can't remember. Now I'm forgetting.
I don't remember.
Where we mailed it, like we did a Labor Day mailer.
Yeah, you did say this.
It was
then
so
somebody
bad.
told her.
Well, they got it in the mail, and they got their mail before my mom got her mail, and they're like, "Hey, congratulations!" And she's like, "What?"
People should know better than that.
We should know better than that, but we didn't.
No, I mean the people that the person that did it.
Yeah, no, yeah.
As a human being, you should know better than to do that. Until it's out there.
Than to say, "Hey, did you know?" No, don't do that. Let them find out on their own.
You never know when mail's going to get here. I mean, like, it could be. I could get
it
something
could be
in the
never,
mail. Yeah, I know. It could be never. Could be still in your trunk.
You could never receive
you
it.
Put
That's
your mail in your
possibility.
trunk. I thought that's back seat. It's back seat, right?
I thought that's what trunks were for.
You didn't get the invitation? Oh, I forgot to mail it.
Well, I'll be checking my box here.
It's in my trunk. Let me check my trunk here. Hold
Mail
on.
for the past 10 years. We got a wild cat running around through here. They get the zoomies sometimes, and you know how they get real crazy.
I feel left out. I don't have a cat around here.
The ambush is knocked over. I got one. I'll give you.
You can have ours.
Nope.
If it's a cat, even if it's not a cat, you can still have it.
The one up in Lucas's attic looks probably like it just got out of a dumpster. It's probably a mangy looking one up there.
Sure. It's a mangy, nasty looking cat for sure.
We have a couple of really well groomed princesses here.
Yeah.
But no, outside of that, we're really excited about the gender reveal. We bought some of those little like confetti cannons with bright
nice.
color.
Mm-hmm.
It actually really doesn't say on the box. Like we ordered the right color, but on the box, like it doesn't 100% say what color they are. So I hope.
How do you know you got the right ones?
We're gonna fire them off.
Yeah, and be like, guys, I'm
we know
sorry,
the right
this is
answer.
wrong.
Yeah,
good
I
that
think it
you
would be
know the
really
right
funny
answer.
if like one of each. Or we're probably gonna do two, like at each of our parents' place.
I mean, hey, if you're having twins,
yeah, I mean, like if we did one of each, like everybody would be really confused. But no, I would have to set everybody straight. I would have to set everybody straight. So
yeah,
But no, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be really fun. We're gonna have a video.
Yeah.
Elizabeth wants to take one, so I guess I could say that I'm gonna upload that. But I mean, I really just don't. I don't want to lie to everybody. Like if I just don't get around to it, I'm not gonna do it. I'll try.
Fair.
I'll send it to the group, and we can make sure that it gets up there.
Yeah, someone here will.
Yeah.
You put it in the
Because I did join
chat.
Discord this week.
You joined? you rejoined.
Well, I mean, I opened it for the first time in
I know.
years. It feels like.
That's true.
I think I just left like a smiley
And
face
then
on somebody's thing.
poof, you're a phantom.
Yeah, and bam,
Yeah.
gone again.
He was like, is he Yeti sighting or a Bigfoot
Well, I don't want to
sighting?
spoil him, you know.
Oh yeah, you don't want to give him the false expectation that you're actually going to show
I'll
up.
probably
on a
never be
regular
back
basis.
in there again.
We'll just keep adding you
Oh man,
at Ronnie Johantges, Ronnie Johnson.
those do come through on my phone.
Johansson,
The
that's what it
specific
is.
ats. So,
Yeah.
yeah, that's all. Man.
Yeah.
I have nothing else. I don't think.
Sweet. Now I do want to know, did you and Elizabeth have a guess of what the gender was?
Yeah.
Were you right?
Actually, I don't really know if she ever took a guess.
But
She
you
did
did.
that motherly neutral thing where she's like, I just whatever, you know. I did.
Yeah. And were you right?
But then I can't tell you the story if I tell you if I'm right or wrong.
All right, fine. We'll put a pin in it.
No, wait, I can't tell you the story anyways. I feel like it'll lean you one way.
Yeah, that probably will.
Yeah, we're
Yeah,
gonna
you
wait
don't
till
wanna
next week on that.
give
I
us-
did have a guess. Yeah, I don't really. I mean, I don't know any of the. Everybody's been like, "Oh, she's been sick the whole time. It's definitely a boy," and then people are like,
She's
we
carrying
have a
her
bunch of
weight
girls.
low. It's gonna be a girl, you know.
"She's carrying him on on her back. It's obviously a girl, you know, or whatever the rules are. It's somewhere different. Oh, it's on the side, so it's clearly a set of twins or whatever the rules.
Yeah.
You see how that one's slanting left? It's not ready. That was a joke, by the way, from some guy in the what is it? Was that Brian Regan? I don't remember. He's checking out. He's trying to figure out which fruit are good in the grocery store.
It's Seinfeld, where he's
Seinfeld,
rolling fruit down the aisle.
He doesn't know how to tell whether they're good or ripe or not. Just like I mean, I don't know what I'm doing either. And he's like I'm rolling cantaloupe down the aisle.
I mean, it is hard to like. The only thing I know how to do is with melons is you give them a tap, and if they make like a bo bo sound, like they're good. But if
Does
they're
that really
just
work?
like like if it's muted, the sound it makes when you tap it, then it's no good. You want
Is
it
there
to
a lot
have
of
like
bad
a
fruit out there?
echo. There is some bad fruit out
for
there.
sure.
I don't say
For sure.
I hate fruit.
You apparently don't
honestly.
go after fruit.
I
very
know I
much.
hate fruit, so I don't know anything about it. But I'm
There's
always like,
some-
man, is there that much bad fruit that everybody's got to know this one little thing about them?
Yeah.
Because I don't know a single thing.
You shake
Other
it,
than-
you listen to it like you're listening to the ocean through a seashell.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
know any of those things. Like if it looks bad, I'm like, oh, that one's clearly not good. I'm not getting that one.
I forgot to mention, I watched the Nate Bargatze special
Oh yeah,
earlier this week, and I wrote Patrick and I said, we literally laughed for an hour straight. Like, everybody has to watch it, especially if you're our age, 80s, 90s.
oh man, when he does the '90s kids thing.
Dude, when he does the 80s, 90s Christian parents,
Oh yeah,
he's like, Jesus had more fun than I did. Like, just lambasting his parents, and then just be
man.
like, I wasn't allowed to say sucks, and then like just talking about how his
I
his
grew up that
one-
way too. That
Yeah, me
like
too.
saying that sucks was like a bad
like,
word.
don't you dare say that.
Yeah.
And I still, and he, like he said, I still feel a little guilty when I say it.
I
I'm
do
like,
too, yeah.
I shouldn't have said it. And then like how he sits down his mom and dad and sister and is like, you guys are, I think you're being a bad influence on each other. Like just like trying to give him an old talking to. Oh my gosh, I just laughed on so many levels. And when he was talking about too how when he doesn't understand why, maintenance guys or repairmen, when they come to the house, they want to talk to him. He's like, I don't know why you're talking to me. Like, I got nothing. Like, that's exactly how I feel. I'm just like, he's like talking about water heaters, and I'm just like, yeah, man, them water heaters. Tell you what. Why are you here?
And my favorite part about his special was when he's at his friend's house and they're watching a movie that he's not allowed to watch, and she's
Yes,
like,
he stands up.
the parents like, maybe you just shouldn't tell your parents about this, and he's like, well, that's going to be hard because they're already on their way here.
Yeah. And he's like, wait, I can lie to my parents?
know that was an option.
I didn't know that was an option. Exactly. Oh, man, that's so funny.
Yeah, it is
We
class.
laughed.
You should go back and
I
watch
was
some of his other ones if
crying.
you haven't seen them.
I have.
They're-
I watched them.
Oh,
They're
okay.
funny.
They
This
are
one,
good.
I thought this one was the funniest one, but
Yeah, this one. It was
This
so
one,
relatable. I feel like
It was so relatable. I related on so many levels. It was so good.
I like when he's talking about his daughter. Like he's basically he's babysitting like his friend's kid, which is a boy.
It's like
And he's like, I dropped off a princess. He's like, and within the first few minutes, I already lost their son. He was under the deck, like chewing on wires.
Yeah. I got a bobcat.
Yeah.
He's like, one of my watches counts for 10 of your watches of my daughter.
Right.
It's not even. Yeah. It was hilarious. So, and like you said, clean comedy, it can be some of the best because they really get creative. They earn it.
That's got to be so much harder.
So funny.
Yeah,
for sure. So good stuff. Hello World for those that are searching for it, and it's on Amazon. I couldn't find it on Netflix.
No, it's on Amazon. Yeah,
it's on Amazon Prime. So check it out, people. Okay, Ronnie, you were done, right?
Yeah, I think Patrick might have just started.
Did Patrick start?
Did I start?
I think he was talking when you said, "Oh yeah, I watched this special."
Perhaps we could rewind the tape, but instead,
spaceship.
Let's take a look at instant replay.
Yeah, Patrick,
I'm throwing the flag.
Throw the flag.
10 yards.
No, for me, life has been same stuff. The only thing is I got a nice bump at work. I got a nice pay increase.
There you go.
Got a bonus. So I treated myself, and I got myself another pair of Jordans.
Ooh,
and
Jordans.
Went back in 2010 when I got promoted, and got a pay increase like I did. I treated myself to a pair of Jordans back in 2010, and I still wear those things. And so I'm like, they're kind of on the outside they look fine, but on the inside, man, they are torn up.
Your feet have destroyed them.
Yeah,
I have like I have to put in like inserts on the heels, like where your ankles are on like the top. So because like it had worn down all the fabric into the back of the shoe, so I had to put like a rubber thing on it so I can actually walk in them. And
isn't it crazy that like they're really just not made to be walked around in? Like it will destroy them. Like, it's unbelievable.
I buy things. I don't buy things to keep them in boxes. I buy things to
experience
pretty much play with them. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like I'm gonna if I buy a 1970 or 1969 Chevy Nova and it's like a collector's car, I'm driving that bad boy everywhere. Like I want to enjoy it. So I got a new pair of Jordans. They have not come yet. They are like the 2022 Air One mids. And they're like black,
there's
red.
There's so many Jordans.
Oh my gosh. Yeah,
there's so many Jordans,
dude. So many. Like there's one of my coworkers, I knew that he worked at a shoe store in one of his previous positions. And I was like, hey, I'm in the market for some Jordans. And he's wearing Jordans at the time. And so he's like, oh man, this is where you go. This is what you do. This is what the prices are. And so I was like, man, the ones that I want are no longer on the shelves. So I have to go to like a third market or, aftermarket. And so basically eBay. And so I found out that I don't buy shoes. Whenever I go buy shoes, I just go to the local store and I buy something like, those look good. And I buy them. So that's what I've always done. I've never bought any shoes online because I want to put them on first.
Exactly.
But with these, I kept going back to them. Every time I would search, I come back to these pair. I'm like, this has got to be the pair. It was right in my shoe size and everything. But with eBay, they have an authentication guarantee because there's a lot of people out there that will sell you fake shoes. And so there was like 3 sites out there, and one of the guys was like, hey, don't go to that site because they're a bit on news about selling fake shoes. But eBay has this authentication guarantee where the seller sends their shoes to eBay, and eBay has a team that checks the shoes, like checks the soles, checks the colors, checks the stitching, checks the right length, everything. Even if it smells, even if it smells right. Like if they're selling new shoes, they smell to make sure that it has the right new shoe smell
test.
Yeah, which is crazy. Like that's how detailed they get.
That's awesome, though.
And then so when someone buys the shoe, eBay boxes it and ships it out. So I felt a little, I didn't feel nervous about buying these shoes online because if they're going to be new, they're still in the authentication period. I bought them last week and they have not been shipped yet because they're going through that authentication guarantee thing right now.
Like a team of 1,000 scientists.
I'm
checking them now.
There was a video on eBay that goes, it's like a minute and a half long, and it goes through everything that they do, and it's like very, cool. Very in depth. So I'm hoping it says I'll be getting them between the 16th and the 20th. So soon, within the next week, should be getting them. So looking forward to that. Outside of that, I watched a couple movies this past weekend.
All right.
I went to go see Scream 6 with my daughter in the theaters.
Scream 6.
Man, so six movies, like this is a franchise that just keeps going. It's basically the same movie over and over again. They really
don't even have to be good.
And it's just a whodunit kind of thing. It's just like, here's gore, here's people dying, and who's doing it? And they always like tie it back to a previous movie, whether that's like a family member or some anecdotal character that was a part of a previous movie, and then they bring maybe that's like part of the killers, or they would bring back people from the previous and then they would bring them as main characters. And they did this one right. I mean, it was awesome. Like it was one of those movies where you look back, you're like, man, that was from like that person's from 3 movies ago. And they're like, it's you have to watch the previous movies to understand what's going on in this, because they bring back so many characters and they basically are continuing conversations from the previous movie. And you're like, oh, okay. I'm glad we just watched these. Otherwise I would have been kind of out of the loop a little bit.
You had to be like a fan to pick up those things.
But yeah, so definitely.
So it's like the SCU, the Scream Cinematic Universe, just totally.
I mean, it
is. It really onions.
Is, and they make it a joke. Like, this is no longer a sequel. This is no longer a requel or a reboot. This is they do like there's rules with these movies, and this is now a franchise, so all these rules change, and this is the reason why it's. I think it's really cool how they do that, because it's so they're so aware of themselves in this movie, and how the rules change and things like that. I love it. The killer, as it were, just came out of nowhere, didn't see it coming. Claire didn't see it coming, which is when it's good, when you don't know who it is. So had a really, really fun time with that.
Sweet.
I would rate it a 9 out of 10. I mean, I loved it.
Whoa.
Yeah, I loved
it.
All right. I love the Scream movies. I love the Scream movies. I love because if it was just one of those, if it was a movie where like, that's the killer, and then it would be a whole different thing. When it's like, oh no, you don't find out until the last act in the second to last scene who it is. That's when it gets. That's what I like about it. So I saw that.
I can only remember. I can't remember anything from any of the Scream movies. All I can remember is Scary Movie. Like it totally ruined my memory.
It's hilarious. Really, like I'm trying to figure out when is the right time to introduce Claire to Scary Movie, because she loves these. She's seen Scream. She hasn't seen I Know What You Did Last Summer. What other movies would I think some other movies that she would need to see before she sees Scary Movie to understand the hilariousness of it. But Scream is just like, hey, there's gore and there's a little bit of cussing. There's no nudity.
It's a slasher,
which
really.
There's no nudity, which is another thing that I look for when watching a movie with Claire. And so
I'd have to wait a while on Scary Movie with some of the scenes.
I couldn't remember.
Yeah,
with Scary Movie, ones. Is there? Is okay.
There's one where a ghost comes in at night and.
It's a little more raunchy.
Awkward.
For sure. Yeah.
Yeah, you don't.
I don't want.
You don't want to have to explain this one.
Maybe that's not a movie I see with my daughter. I guess
I don't think it's going to work out.
Yeah, there's sometimes the kids have asked about some movies, and I'm like, I don't know if you'll ever be old enough for me to watch it with you. I will let you watch it, but I don't know that I will be sitting next to you just like, oh, this is fun and awkward.
No.
So glad we're watching this together. Not really.
No, I think if you watch Scary Movie, there's a few that this they would never be. You guys would need to be adults.
Yeah. But so speaking of adults, the wife and I watched a movie this past weekend. We watched The Whale with Brendan
The way
Fraser.
you were leading up to that, though.
No.
The way you were leading up to that, though.
2 a.m.
Whoa. After hours.
I tell you what.
No, we're
Time for
adults,
baby number 3.
and we watched a movie.
Slippery slope.
I know. It's all about how you phrase it. So we watched The Whale with Brendan Fraser, and have you seen the trailers for this? Lucas, have you seen the trailer for The Whale?
I haven't actually. I've heard it's very emotional.
Ooh,
It's supposed to be really,
it is
like,
super depressing, super sad, but it pulls at your heartstrings. It's so good though. Like
apparently he was amazing in this movie.
He was awesome. Like he was, I believed it. I thought this could have been a real person, like not an actor playing a part. This was really well done. The whole cast was amazing. It was
Is Brendan Fraser a big guy now, or did they just make him look big?
Yeah, as prosthetics. Yeah.
Okay.
He's not
I thought it was. I didn't think he was.
I don't know if he's just like a bigger guy now, but I thought they made him look bigger for the movie, of course, but I didn't know if he was.
He's no George of the Jungle anymore, but he's
not like a Mummy Returns.
He's not that anymore, but
Chiseled.
He's also not even close to being as obese as this guy was in this movie. But he was a guy that just made a bad decision and it ruined his life. And so, and it caused him to be what he is now. And, I don't know if I can recommend this movie. You have to be in like the mood to watch this movie. Like you have to like set yourself up, like psych yourself up, smack yourself in the face, kind of thing. Like it's time. I gotta watch this, crack your neck and get ready for it because this is,
It'll beat you up.
It will beat you up. Like it will. But it was, I can see why it was Brendan Fraser was up for Actor of the Year and he got it. He won the Oscar.
Did he get the Oscar for it?
I think it was his first Oscar. And so
he didn't get it for The Mummy. Man.
I never thought Brendan Fraser was a good actor until like I started hearing that he did an amazing job in this movie. Like I didn't really know that he was that like, people like considered him a really great actor. Like I liked his movies. I just never thought like, man, he's incredible. You know what I mean?
No, yeah, he never played the roles where it made him be incredible. And this was absolutely incredible. God, it's hard for me. Like this is a fantastic movie, one of the best movies of the year for me. But will I have it in my top 10? I don't know because it's just so rough of a movie. Like I couldn't.
Hard to
watch
say you love something like that.
I couldn't watch it again. It was just like it was.
Well, it was one
rough.
of those.
Well, from like a piece of art, though, you can step back and you know what I mean, like kind of grade on how like great it is from like an emotional standpoint. Like if a movie makes you feel those kinds of emotions, like it's got to be kind of good,
Man, I was blubbering at the end of the movie. I'm like, man, this is just killing me. And there was multiple teary eyes throughout the movie, but the end was just, my gosh, I couldn't do it. I was like, I gotta go watch an episode of Family Guy or something to get this off of me.
Yeah,
it was rough. But if you're into those movies or if you're interested in, check it out. It was Brendan Fraser was fantastic, absolutely fantastic in the movie.
Would you say it's kind of like the Joker? Maybe where you have to be kind of in a good place to watch it because of how the movie is,
Yeah, the Joker's dark though. Like this movie, I wouldn't say this movie was dark. I think it was sad. It was just sad and depressing.
Super sad.
I don't know what else there to compare it to because it's not a movie. Because I'm used to like seeing action blockbuster comic book movies.
Did you watch
comedies and things like that?
Did you watch 12 Years a Slave?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, see, like those aren't in my wheelhouse, and unless
Right.
someone says you need to watch this, like
Yeah.
it won't
Like
be
that's
on my
the saddest
list kinda
movie.
thing.
That's one of the saddest movies I've seen, just because at the end, like there's a resolution, but it doesn't make anybody happy. Like it's just like,
I'm an avoider of
Yeah.
sad movies. Like
yeah,
Yeah.
I just I don't like I never will choose that. You know what I mean? Like
right.
yeah.
if somebody wants to watch it, not like yeah, I would watch it with Elizabeth if she wanted, but when I'm by myself, I would never choose sad.
I tell you what, the
Yeah.
first movie I watched, and I got to the end, and I was just like, no, don't you do this to me. This was stupid. And I just walked away. Like the
Spider-Man
credits
3.
rolled. I was like, get out of here. No, that's not the first. That happened.
It
but
makes
that's not the
Spider-Man
first.
2.
Yeah. No, it was Message in a Bottle. It was like my
You should have
first
said no,
Nicholas
Spider-Man
Sparks.
1.
Spider-Man 1. Yeah. No.
What was
Logan
it?
Wire, get out of here. No,
What
but
did
it
you
was
say it was?
Message in a Bottle.
Message in a
It
Bottle.
was
that
one of the
Meg
first.
Ryan?
Maybe Kevin Costner for sure. He sails a ship.
What a
He
dream
sails a
boat.
boat at the end, and then he's like he dies, and it's like a Nicholas Sparks. It's a Nicholas Sparks book, where someone usually dies, like right when they realize they love
Oh.
each other, and then something happens, and then someone dies.
Nicholas Sparks movies. Oh,
Oh.
gosh.
Gosh,
What else is he?
yeah.
What
I
else
will
is
watch
movies?
them, but man, they are rough.
Are they all like that?
Not most of them.
Yeah, A Walk to Remember, The Notebook.
Yeah.
Those
I've never
are,
seen any of those.
Yeah,
Yeah, you need to-
those are
Don't
rough.
watch them with Elizabeth now that
I mean, from
she's
what you guys
pregnant,
explained,
and
like
then-
there's no way I'm ever going to watch them.
yeah, that's true.
You probably won't.
They're
Yeah,
sad.
Don't worry about them.
Yeah.
What's that
Unless-
movie that Brendan Fraser was in where he gets the wishes from like the devil or whatever?
Bewitched,
I'm talking about?
bedazzled,
Bedazzled.
Was that it?
bedazzled. Yeah, where she's Satan, I think.
What
or
a piece
something,
of
and
crap,
she-
but I enjoyed it when I watched it.
Yeah, it
the
was
first
a
time.
crappy movie, but it still was funny.
No, yeah.
Where he's
the
a
only,
big basketball player.
Yeah.
the only reason I
hilarious.
watched The Whale was because of the buzz, you know?
Yeah, there is a lot of buzz around it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mhm.
I've seen a lot of previews for that. It
Mm.
looks like you barely even recognize Brendan Fraser in it.
No, yeah.
just his
because-
face.
Yeah, because
That's it.
he's got a ton of weight,
Yeah.
that's stacked on him.
Yeah.
Is that why it's called the whale? Because he's a giant person.
There is another reason for
Okay.
it. But I mean, I guess it could have two meanings.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Yeah.
I forgot to mention, I also watched a movie. I also went out with my wife, if you know what I mean. Went on a date,
We don't know.
An adult
if you
date.
know what I mean.
We're not- I'm not sure
An
now
adult
what kind of
date.
movie you
We're not
watched.
sure what that means.
It was the same thing that Patrick did, except he added the word adult in there.
Yeah, so Mindy and I went out and we watched Creed 3.
Oh, really? Nice.
Nice.
Yeah. We are Rocky and
I heard it
Creed
was awesome.
fans. It's really good. It's a
Yeah.
little, I would say, of the three, this one is the most predictable, but at the same time, the journey's fun. Like it's interesting. Kang is a pretty cool character in it. It's Killmonger versus Kang, just for those who don't know. And they're a pretty cool pair. Like I would say the ending was a little different than I would have expected. It had the outcome I expected, but the way they did it and then the way they resolved it was different than a normal like boxing, sports, whatever movie. So I recommend it. It's not my favorite of the three, but it's still solid. Still a solid movie. I'd say it's a solid. I'm gonna say an 8, solid 8.5, 8.25.
That's pretty good.
That is pretty good.
Yeah.
I'm going to say, I don't think we've ever done this on the show before, but what we should do, because Michael B. Jordan
Yeah.
would definitely make probably my top 5 of most beautiful people in the world.
Oh yeah.
I've just
I
always
can
had
see
a
that.
secret. I've always had a little bit of a crush on him. I can't even explain it. Some people are just beautiful.
Yeah.
Mm.
But also like, man, Creed movies, like I haven't seen the third one yet, but man, they're
Yeah.
awesome.
And
They
in this one,
give you that
he's-
whole Rocky feel too. Like this.
But it's like a different, it's different feel, and I appreciate that. Like it's not like Rocky had his own feel and his own approach to how he how he talked, how he acted, the mindset. Whereas Creed, I think, he has a different. Michael B. Jordan just has a different perspective, and it's just a different culture and a different life. Like he has a different experience because he's, and this is revealed in the first one, and I don't think it's really a big spoiler, but he's like the illegitimate son of Apollo Creed. And so there's this whole backstory and this whole drama that weaves its way through all three movies that I think is really, really cool, because he doesn't just have to overcome getting punched in the face over and over again, like was really the focus of Rocky. I mean, I know he had the relationship stuff with Adrian and people that he trained or trained him, but like, I feel like the Creed movies hit on multiple levels. It's battles on multiple levels very well. Like they pull it off really well. So it's really good. And in this one, he's a dad. So
what's your favorite Rocky movie?
Some dad moments.
If you had to pick one,
man, if I had to pick one, it's hard not to pick.
Patrick, this is for you too.
It's hard not to pick Rocky IV with Drago, and which is partly why maybe
it's rare the fourth one's the best, but I believe that also.
Do you?
I actually really liked Rocky V, though. I mean,
I really liked Rocky V.
Yeah, different feel, like street fight at the end. That was
and
awesome.
The street fight at the end is so satisfying when he bounces him off the hood of the car, like just uppercuts him, and like he's such a ding dong. Like I can't stand. He's like my least favorite villain, but at the same time my favorite, because he's just such a dork. Like it just he's so many words I shouldn't say.
I'll tell you what, I don't
tell you what, man.
I don't remember them enough to say which one is the best. It's been so long since I've seen the Rocky movies.
Well,
I actually don't really
to
care
refresh you.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead. Which one don't you care for?
The first one.
Oh, well, it's the New Hope. It's the New Hope. It's like Star Wars: A New Hope. You go back and watch A New Hope, and it's like community college
story time
theater. Like it's just like, what are we doing here? Like, do you guys even know what you're doing? Did you study anything?
I
before you
understand
walked
the reason
out?
for it, but I will not.
Did Vader and the British dude that plays Obi-Wan? Did you guys even practice with your lightsaber sticks before you fought each other? Because they just kind of like waggling them together,
fighting each other,
they're like rubbing them up against each other. It's like, this is just awkward. Stop.
Two old guys sword fighting.
Yeah. But yeah, Rocky 1 has that feel to it where it's just like, what are we doing? And it's just really Apollo Creed just destroying Rocky.
Were you about to give Patrick the rundown of the movies?
Oh yeah, I was going to give him. So Rocky 1 is where he fights Apollo Creed and loses by decision, but everybody thinks it's a miracle that he survived. And then the second one, he beats Apollo.
Won.
Yeah, and the second one, he beats Apollo Creed. And the third one, he fights Mr. T twice.
Okay, yeah, I don't like that one.
In the fourth one, he fights the Russian Ivan Drago.
Okay.
And then the fifth one, he fights, what's the kid's name?
Tommy Gunn.
Yeah, Tommy Gunn. Tommy the Gun.
Tommy Gunn. Tommy
trains,
the Machine Gun.
He trains and then is betrayed and then fights Tommy the Gun.
And he beats him up in the streets while everybody cheering. Awesome.
I do like Rocky Balboa though. It's not a reboot, but the distant sequel where he fight the. It's
kind of like he does fight like guy. A current. Yeah, he does, and it's kind of like it's kind of like an charity. Exhibition. Yeah. But yeah, like the dynamic with him and his son. That speech that he gives his son out on the streets.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's one of the best things I've ever heard in my life. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one too. I still think Creed 1 holds a special place in my heart because I feel like it combines.
It's really good, yeah.
It really enriches the story of the Creed family, and then and Rocky's very involved in it. So, yeah. All right, Patrick, did I tell you enough to remind you which one you like the most, or are you just like, whatever?
I mean, I remember 4, and I remember Balboa. I do not remember Rocky 5 at all.
4 was
big, Tommy Gunn? Tommy the Gun? I doesn't even remember.
Tommy the Machine Gun.
Tommy the Machine Gun.
That still doesn't, you can say.
Oh, but he had a mullet and everything. He was a beautiful man.
Yeah. You would probably like it. Honestly, it's very satisfying at the end.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. You say so. Take your word for it.
All right.
Patrick, what else you got?
No, I was gonna say The Whale. I would give it a 10 out of 10.
Oh yeah,
it was fantastic.
Ooh, 10 out of 10.
Yeah, it was fantastic.
Never gonna watch it again.
Man. I mean,
beat you up, but 10 out of 10.
Yeah,
that is one of the. I'm sure that is one of those movies, though. Sometimes you just don't go back to another movie. I experienced it once. I can't even.
Yeah,
I probably won't watch it.
Do you have a movie that you feel that way with, Ronnie? Where you watched it, you experienced it, it was amazing, and you're like, that's good.
I do this thing. I I now that I realize, I think it's probably like a little anxiety thing. But if I know that a movie is sad, or I know that like there's a sad part coming up, I'll just switch to something else for the time being. Like on TV, like I do it all the time. Because I'm like, I don't want to go through that, you know.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So, I mean, I probably avoid a lot of movies because of that.
I mean, that's fair.
Yeah. I feel like for me, the movie is Logan, the final Wolverine movie. Like,
I have not seen it.
that one is. Did you watch the other X-Men movies?
I've probably seen all of them in bits and pieces. The one I know that I have seen is the one where they're like on Alcatraz fighting at the end. I don't remember which one that is.
I think that's Last Stand.
Yeah,
Rock.
yeah, it is Last Stand. I've definitely seen that one all
Welcome
the way
to the Rock.
through.
Now that I would watch that again. The
Yeah.
Rock.
That's kind of
Mhm.
fun. That is kind of fun.
I
at the
recently
end.
watched that. Yeah.
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 But yeah,
But
Logan is so heavy, and it's got a Last of Us feel to it. Really good.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
But that's I don't really want to go back to it.
Is Wolverine ever in any of these movies? So I've really like not seen him all the way through, but is he ever like just not struggling with everything? Because it just seems like he's always like, going through just all the stuff every single time. Is that always the case?
Pretty much.
think
I mean,
so,
that's what
yeah.
happens.
I don't
when
think I've ever
you
seen him
live-
have a good time.
No, he's always struggling because he's lived for such a long time that everybody he loves dies, and so he's a very wounded soul that just heals itself.
No wonder
but,
I've never watched this.
Yeah, It's
I don't
true.
like Infinity. I don't like it. Infinity Wars, because I know they lose at the end.
the dusting.
The battles
yeah.
are so cool though. Then I'll
Yeah.
watch it, and at the end I'm like, out of here.
Yeah, man.
I know what happens.
When Thor pops through with Rabbit and they wreck shop.
Oh man, that's so awesome.
so awesome.
Yeah, Banner's like, you guys are in big trouble now.
Yeah, but then
Yeah.
there's Endgame.
Yeah, no, Endgame is fun.
Ronnie, you just got to watch it as one 7-hour movie. Like that's the secret. It's like, all right, we're watching the Infinity War Endgame movie.
I can barely
like-
stay in the same place for 7 hours when I sleep.
Can you imagine though watching that whole thing? Like
Oh man, that's a
Infinity
whole
War
day, dude.
Endgame
That is
back
a
to back.
whole day,
I
man.
That'd be awesome.
I
I
can
would totally
imagine
do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. You and Claire. It would take you like 3 months with Claire. Like, okay, you ready for
At
your
least.
20 minutes? We're gonna watch for 20 minutes here.
And there
We're
have been
still-
days where they're running them
yeah.
on TV, and I'll have it on all day, like while I'm doing stuff around the house, just like all the Avengers movies and stuff.
Yeah,
But it's not really just sitting down and going
Lucas,
through.
you and your family finished the whole thing, and
we're on
sitting
Hawkeye.
on Avengers Age of Ultron. That's
Oh
the
my
latest.
gosh.
We're so far behind.
Yeah, we're on Hawkeye right now. The kids are
love
loving
Age of Ultron,
Hawkeye.
man.
Hawkeye, let me tell you, watching it the second time around, it may be my favorite MCU show.
Yeah, yeah.
Man, it was so good. Hawkeye was so good. So,
Is that
yeah.
Jeremy Renner?
Yeah, he's
Is it
so
Jeremy
funny.
Renner?
Like he's just got
I do
that
like Jeremy Renner. Yeah.
grumpy uncle feel to him. Like he's just like, you're an idiot.
He's got some great
Like,
lines throughout the movies too.
the LARPing scene, like where he's just running in and just like dodging, swatting people. I'm just like, whatever. I just want my suit. Like, just so funny.
Was it an Age of Ultron where he's like, "We're fighting robots. I've got a bow and arrow. None of this makes any sense."
Yeah. Oh yeah. He's got a number of those kind of speeches in a number
Yeah.
of movies where it's right on point. It's
Yeah.
what we're all thinking.
Well, I played a video game that you're probably not thinking.
Yeah.
Oh.
Ooh, nice segue.
I played another Outright Games game, which is
What's that?
a Peppa Pig game. Do you remember that game I
Oh,
played?
sweet.
Same
Yeah.
same developer, Outright Games, came out with this game called DC Justice League's Cosmic Chaos. And this
Cosmic
is
Chose.
Too much.
Chows.
That's too much in the
Yeah.
name for it to be good.
It's so much. But this game is Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman. Those are the three characters you play. The look and feel of this game is, imagine Minecraft dungeons, but cartoon superheroes. It's like
Okay.
Nice.
it's basically that same look and feel of it. You have an open world.
So
You
it's
have
awesome.
missions you got to do. It's fully voiced though, and
Nice.
it's fully voiced by Superman, Batman, the Wonder Woman. The main villain is Mxyzptlk, which is like that magic fifth dimension kind of guy.
What a stupid name. It's like
so
they just
stupid.
someone just mashed the keyboard
Yeah.
and said,
It's-
"This is the name."
and I tell you what, the writing in this game is so amazing because they make fun of his name and they're like, you know what, we're gonna call you Mixie from now on because his name is so ridiculous. This the writing is so good that I laughed out loud multiple times, several times, like out loud, because it's so hilarious. The banter between Superman and Batman is worth its weight in gold. Right there, worth its weight in gold just to be there for the banter between them. It's so good.
Is it couch co-op?
You know what? It is, but only in like free mode, like kind of thing. Not in campaign or the story mode.
Stupid.
It's weird that you can't do that, but whatever.
Why are they doing this to us?
You know, it's they're outright games. Like they put out games and they put out games that are
outright.
They're quality games. They're just like they don't have all the bells and whistles of a game that would be in development for, years, kind of thing. So this game is it's like Minecraft where you get resources and you upgrade. You go back to the Hall of Justice. You can give comic books that you collect to boost their gold, and then you can turn those in for new outfits for your character. It's got a little bit of RPG elements to it, but not too much. Each weapon or skill you have only has 3 slots for an upgrade. So once you upgrade it 3 times, you can't upgrade it anymore. You can't get a higher level of anything. So there's a cap to it. So it's like Minecraft Dungeons Light. There's a point where you can't do any more.
Okay.
Story was great. I mean, Superman, you can fly as Superman. I mean, this is I've been wanting a Superman game for so long, and I can choose to be Superman. I don't have to be Batman. I can choose to be Superman the entire time. Now it's fun to be all the characters, but I would just love flying around the whole town as Superman. It's fantastic. Also, Nolan North voices Superman.
Oh, nice.
So Nolan North, who that is. He's the voice for Nathan Drake in the Uncharted series. He does Deadpool in the video games. He's one of the biggest voice actors, if not the biggest voice actor, next to Troy Baker.
Isn't he someone in the Avengers, Marvel's Avengers? Is he someone there, or is that just Troy Baker?
In Marvel's Avengers, he was Iron Man, I believe. Right?
Yeah. Right?
Nice.
Yeah, so he is everywhere. He is in a lot of games. I think he's probably in Grand Theft Auto if you look hard enough. I bet he is in. But he's in that. But the game was awesome, hilarious. Voice acting was fantastic. I loved this game. I played on Saturday. I played all day on Sunday, and I ended up platinuming it.
Nice.
Got the platinum on that.
Got that plat.
Yes. And. It was a GameFly game, and I think it was great. I thought it was awesome. I think it's not like Minecraft where you can continue to play. They're gonna shell out DLC. You're gonna play more. This is an outright game. Once you beat it, there's nothing else to do. There's no replayability for this kind of game. If you do couch co-op, I don't think there's like an end to that. I think because it's free mode. There's really no beginning to it either. So yeah. But I absolutely loved that game. I gave it a 9.5 out of 10. Oh wow! It's the writing in this. It's so good. Like I've not loved a writing of a video game like this in such a long time.
Since Hades.
It's so natural the way they throw in jokes because it's funny. The way they throw in those jokes, it feels so natural that it made me chuckle. None of it felt forced. None of it felt like cringy or that's terrible. That's not what Superman would say, or that's not what Batman would say. I mean, everything is on brand for everybody. It's beautiful. It was beautiful. The only thing is, it was only like a 10-hour game. It wasn't very long at all, and so which was like kind of a disappointment. I wish it was bigger, but then again, it was nice, tight, concise. And it was very intentional with the game size. So I loved it. I absolutely loved it.
Nice.
Outside of that, WWE 2K23 comes out in about 2 hours.
Oh, snap.
Did you take tomorrow off?
I did.
Whoa.
Yep. I'm
You're
gonna
not
play.
even
Here we
sleep.
go.
Just gonna go straight
Yeah.
through.
So next week's life update is going to be 0. My gaming update is going to be whatever you want to hear.
You'll be dead.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks
Yep.
for the warning.
Yeah. Do we have enough time to listen to a voicemail?
Yes.
Feels like we do.
Good job remembering.
All right.
Yeah, good job. Honestly, I would have just closed it out.
I know. I had it up on my
Like,
screen.
that was fun. See you guys. Good night, everybody.
Last but not least, let's hear what Marc Boucher has to say.
From
Carcass
beyond the
time.
grave.
Hey guys, what's up? How's it going? It is Mark from Beyond the Grave. Actually, I feel like if you've ever seen Monty Python and the Holy Grail, that whole "Bring Out Your Dead" scene, you've got the one guy trying to give up his
Bring
quote
out your
unquote dead, and the guy's like, "I'm not
got
dead
sidetracked
yet.
right away.
I'm not dead yet." So
I'd
I
like to
guess
go
I'm
for a
technically
walk.
not dead yet, but yeah. So I figured
But
I'd
you are.
give a call in to the show because unfortunately I'm not going to be able to be on the show as of this message. It's actually Sunday and just left from La Coretta, so fresh La Coretta in my
Whoa.
stomach. So just to catch up, because I think it's been a couple of weeks since I've been on the show. We've just had a couple of birthday parties on the old the Earl front. Like my brother-in-law's birthday party was a Friday night, and then my nephew's birthday was that following Saturday, and his birthday party was Thomas the Tank Engine theme, because he's a huge Thomas fan. But he's fans of all different kinds of things. So I got him his first Batmobile toy with a little Batman toy
Nice.
inside of it, and he
Well done.
absolutely loved it. Of
course he
is
did.
a big Batman person, as is my brother-in-law. So it was very nice for Uncle Mark to be able to give him that that first Batmobile toy. And then this week kind of went to sort of a sad kind of remembrance time, because it has been just about a year. My wife's grandfather passed away, and so my wife's family basically got together and went to his gravestone and kind of had a memorial, a time of remembrance and honoring him, which was bittersweet. And then of course we had dinner after the fact, and went over to her grandmother's house and just had a great time with them for sure. Also, I am working with my mother-in-law currently on her social media promotion, getting that started for her new book, her devotional that's coming out on May 3rd nationally, called Walking in Fields of Grace. So she's very excited about that, and she's a little hesitant towards any sort of social media type stuff that's just not her wheelhouse. And so trying to help her get started with everything there has been a lot of fun, but a lot of work. And then I think that's pretty much it on the real side of things. Ifl side of things, I actually finished Hogwarts Legacy completely, got to level 34, got that done, so it is all said and done. Absolutely love that game. I've also been continuing on with The Legend of Zelda: The Minish Cap. Still having a lot of fun in that game. Coming towards the end, I want to say. And then actually started streaming The Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild a couple weeks ago. And I felt so lost because it's been so long since I played that game. Like I had no idea what to do. Like I don't know what to do with my hands kind of thing. But it's still great to be back in that world and kind of dusting things off, getting ready for Tears of the Kingdom. And then of course I've been playing Fortnite, and playing the brand new season, which is awesome. Brand new weapons, brand new vehicles, very much like a Neo Tokyo type setting, with some also like old school Japanese type, like samurai type stuff, kind of a mix between old and new. And that's been an awesome time, being able to play that with everybody from the community. But yeah, so I think that is about it for me. Hope you guys are doing well and should be back on the show next week. Take care. Love you. Bye.
Bye.
We love you too.
Always.
Man, that was a tight update.
Yeah, he covered the whole gamut.
Yeah. It's a lot.
It did feel a little bit like he just drank a Mountain Dew right before that.
Thanks for sharing, Mark. I mean,
Yeah.
Carcass. Thanks
Oh,
for
yes.
raising from the dead just long enough to give us an update.
He's like, I'm about to die, but I gotta leave a voicemail.
I just gotta get this last message out.
Yeah. It's like Weekend at Bernie's. He just puts the phone to his ear and just
We just put
kind
his
of,
picture up on here.
yeah.
Still talking. Hi, it's Mark.
Get a string, just raise his hand up, make him wave. All right. Well, I think that's it from the four of us. How about you, dear joiners? If you want to share what's new with you in your neck of the woods, and let's do some quick housekeeping where we offer you towels, fluff pillows topped with Andy's candies, and tip you off to how you can connect with the GMGU on Twitter, Discord, Facebook, and Instagram, just like some people did on the Discord. Old Bernabe El Ronchas Butters hanging in there, he said, filling out forms, paying fees, new processes, stupid timelines, 12 plus months, hanging in there. So what you're telling us is you're hanging in there, Bernabe.
Hang in there, Bernabe. Hang in
You
there.
keep
hanging
in there. I can't imagine, man. All the forms you got to fill out. I think he passed his medical exam. He had a cold, but they for a $5 bill, they look past it.
Abraham Lincoln never told
They
a
just
lie.
passed it. Yeah, exactly. Just slipped a little link into them, and they're like, "Yeah, we saw no sniffles." Okay, moving on. Yeah, so that's that.
What a
Black
mess have
SS
to go through that.
That's
Right?
ridiculous. Absolutely
Jeez,
ridiculous, super ridiculous. But we're glad you're hanging in there. No thanks to our government. Black SD, work is dumb. That happens sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Amen.
But I'm just going with the flow. That's all you can do sometimes too. Traveling to Virginia Sunday for a work leadership conference.
Virginia.
I'm sorry you're going to the wrong Virginia, Black SSD. You should be going to a little west. That's where the fun is. Yeah, we have pepperoni rolls and we have country roads. That'll take you home to the place.
Hey, pepperoni rules?
Pepperoni rolls.
Oh, that sounds way more reasonable.
Have you had
rules on pepperonis there?
Yeah, pepperoni rules. Have you heard the 5
You're
rules
only
of
allowed to have
pepperoni?
3 per day.
300. Pepperoni rolls are awesome. Pepperoni rolls are way better than Skyline
What
chili.
is a pepperoni
anything.
roll?
Than
Just
your
a roll
Skyline
of pepperonis?
chili stuff that you were talking about.
Whatever, man. What are you doing here?
I'm just.
You want to
I'm
fight
just
tonight? Is that what it is?
Yeah, that's right. I'm bringing it.
You just come back after a week of missing and you just want
Yep.
to fight?
I just say, hey, Skyline sucks.
No, what is a pepperoni roll? Is it just a roll of pepperonis?
It's really just it's a bread roll that's been stuffed with pepperoni, cheese.
You mean a
Sometimes
calzone?
you put some chili in there. No, it's not a calzone. It's a pepperoni roll.
But you just described a calzone.
You did.
Yeah, well, but it's not a calzone. It's a pepperoni roll.
Sounds like you guys just repackaged
Calzones are
something that was already
Italian.
good.
We're West Virginia. We made something different.
Sounds like you guys just repackaged already something that was good.
I mean, isn't that the
Unlike
American
what we
way?
did with
Didn't we
Skyline.
just steal everything from everyone and repackage it and say, "Hey,
Obviously,
America."
we made Skyline in Cincinnati. That never came from anywhere.
No.
You know,
So those
all the-
noodles
all this-
that you use, those didn't come from China where they were discovered.
this-
And
Oh,
then
no.
all this
They're-
talk,
they're
man.
They're not Chinese noodles.
This
They're
is
Cincinnati
making me-
noodles.
This is
They're
making me
Cincinnati
hungry.
noodles
This is
because
making me hungry.
How good would a cheese coney be right now, though?
No,
Just a
those are not cheese conies. Those are hot dog rolls with chili.
Yeah, hot dog rolls with chili, and
Yeah.
I would
I'm
I
looking
would
for.
actually eat
I'm,
one.
I'm gonna go have a meat roll with lettuce.
Those
and
are okay.
tomato.
Let's be honest. The conies, those are not real meat. That is like reconstituted
You're talking about hot dogs in here.
bits of something put into.
Didn't you hear last week, though? I just
bacon
been
dust and
reintroduced to
flesh.
hot dogs and how fantastic they are. They're made from
Yeah.
a bunch of horrible stuff, but
But they taste scrumptious.
they're fantastic, yeah.
I would eat some cheese conies. So, for what it's worth,
I would buy you a cheese coney if you came here.
I'll hold you.
I'll
to
buy
that.
you a whole mess of cheese conies next
A
time.
mess. Is that what
Oh,
you do when you talk
there's a
about a
coney
group of
crate.
them? Like
There's
a
a coney
murder of
crate.
crows? A mess of conies?
There's actually a coney crate where you get 10 conies and then you get a
Wow,
little
that sounds
carrying
like-
case. It's just a long
It
crate
sounds
of
like
conies.
death in a basket.
Yeah, that's why we
Death in
get
a
it.
crate. Death by crate. All right, back to Blackest SD. Kids are all back in school now. Praise in all caps and 2 exclamation marks. True that, man. I don't know how the U.S. I don't know how, Patrick, I don't know how you guys do like 2.5 to 3 months of summer.
I don't know. Have you heard that Christmas song? Mom and Dad can't wait for the kids to go to school again or go back to school again.
I've heard something like that. I don't know how you survive,
It's beginning
though.
to look a lot like Christmas. Mom and Dad can't wait for the kids to go back to school, whatever it is. But yeah, like 3 months, my wife is like, she has a sign on the door that's like basically red and green that they have to stay outside if it's red.
If it's red,
yeah,
that makes sense.
Outside until, because she needs a break.
That's a good rule. That's a good
rule.
after,
needs a break.
After 3 weeks, Mindy and I both look at each other and we're just like, it's time to go back to school. And then it's usually another week or two. Usually we're like 5 weeks. I think both of our winter and our summer breaks are both 5 weeks long. And 4 weeks for sure. We're like, the kids are ready. They're acting ready. Kids get a real like this cabin fever thing going where they get ridiculous. It's like Mad Max in the Thunderdome, except just with kids. And
when they don't have structure anymore, man, it's chaos.
And it's hard to hold that structure up for a long time. Like, it's just like, you need to go to school. Mm-hmm. The wife is working a lot more than normal because her boss needs people. Well, tell her boss to get it together and quit making your wife do all the work.
Or we'll find him.
Agreed.
Yeah, that's just not fair. Gaming wise, he said it's just pretty much been Destiny 2, Lightfall.
Why'd you get all country with Destiny 2?
That's a married to the game shout out. I can't help it. I see Destiny 2 and that's another podcast, our Big
Destiny
Brother podcast.
2.
Destiny 2, Lightfall. It just automatically happens. I don't even think about it. Natural. Did anybody write on Facebook? Or
I don't think we did any other call outs.
Oh, good. We don't care about you losers over at Twitter and Facebook.
Oh, dang.
I'm just kidding, Splig. We love you. I know that if we would have posted something.
So much for the boost we got last week.
Yeah. Yep. So much for that. They all left. They're like, oh, you're gonna talk. If you're gonna beat me like that, I'm just gonna go.
We have 7 followers now.
Yeah. They all leave. Let's just all leave at once. See what happens.
It's a coup.
Yeah. If you'd rather not be lambasted by me and told you're a loser, you can connect with us visually and spectatorly on YouTube, Twitch. Marc is there. He's playing Breath of the Wild.
Who's Marc?
Carcass is laying his dead body on top of a controller, and it's making Link move
like
around
Weekend
somehow.
at Bernie's. He's got sunglasses on.
Like, exactly. Just like just rolling around. Cisco's in the background with his little paws, like just moving the string up and down.
Man, if I had a good picture of Cisco, I'd make that gift.
Totally make. Yeah, it's Marc with the glasses, and then Cisco in the background with the tiny strings, pulling up and down. That would be awesome. We need to make that happen someday.
When he's listening to this, he's just going to be like, "Oh man, I hate these guys."
And Cisco's just pulling strings, be like, "Be quiet, Carcass. Just listen. Just listen to the podcast."
I think you ought to do like a Master Blaster scenario where, like, from Mad Max, where he's got the little guy like on his back. That should be Cisco, though.
Yeah,
like controlling him.
That works. That works too. We'll take it.
I love these visuals.
Yeah, and then Captain Bacon, Tim Paulin, the Idahoan, however we pronounce that made up dual state name, Idahoan. He's playing games. You can check him out. And then there's other people. They're in the Discord and such. Click them links, and you'll have some fun. Finally, on Patreon, I don't know why I added an H. Patreon, and our merch page, you can support and gear up with us. So click that one link to rule them all, either in the show notes, or you can type it out real quick. Linktree.com/the GMG pod. I can't blame it being pastor. Tag on it.
Oh goodness, you are fading fast.
I can't blame it being after midnight now because you're only an hour behind me.
It's not even close to midnight yet.
It's not even close to midnight. But you know what?
It's too early, is what it is.
It is in my heart. It's already midnight in my heart. So, and finally, of course, if you can't toss your attention or a coin to your podcasters, you can still be a giver and rate and review us on Apple Podcasts, Podchaser, and Spotify. It helps us reach new joiners through stars, exclamation marks, and your feedback so let your voice be heard. Literally, if you prefer, at 929 GMG guys, just like Carcass did. We already played that, so we're not going to do it again. But
Let's play it again.
Did leave a message. All right, bring it up.
Hey guys, what's up? How's it going?
Hey guys, he's very musical at that beginning. I forgot to mention that. I was just like, hey guys, it's me again, Carcass coming at you from Yeah, Mark. Next time you're gone, next time you're a Carcass and you call in, I demand you sing your update.
We should have just introduced him and used the beginning of the video.
Hey guys, episode whatever, because Lucas can never remember. Alrighty, I think that's it, right? Did I cover
Sure.
all the bases?
I think so.
Alrighty then, Patrick, Ronnie J, and Carcass, along with you, our beloved friends, family, and joiners, go get your good morning this week, and may God bless and guide your lives as you live, as you work, and as you game. Bye, guys. See you later. Do 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 do.